Last week, I did my last ever 3 types video, until I inevitably do another one. And that got me thinking, which is a rare thing for me, so I used that thinking to think of my first ever 3 types video, which was the 3 types of trees in video games. And since I was still thinking at that point, I decided to do a video about forests because forests are just like a lot of trees. The feeling of being in a forest is one so impossible to recreate that few mediums have ever done it. But in the world of art, video games stand head and shoulders above the rest in terms of immersion. So let's take a look at the few times video games got close to replicating the feeling of being in a forest. Firewatch will be the one example from today where the forest isn't used as a place for murder. Damn it. Firewatch's forest portrays a feeling of being lost that can sometimes occur when hiking through the trails of a foreign forest. At times, serenity and joy take over just to be quelled by ominous darkness. The mystery that takes place within the game makes it hard to identify what emotion the forest truly evokes, and often you are left looking over your shoulder, which is still just as immersive, although it doesn't conjure up the most positive emotions. The forest of Firewatch still exudes an air of tranquil beauty on your long exploration-based hikes. It feels genuine, and Henry holds about the same sway over it as you or I would. The Forest of the Forest Moon of Endor in 2015 Star Wars Battlefront takes place in the Redwoods of America, because that's just how it is. If you have been to the Redwoods, you will know how one-to-one this recreation is, and its commitment makes the player feel that sense of immersion. Water flowing in creeks, trees that are infinitely tall, and the fluid movement of foliage as wind trickles through, all added onto the presence you give off to the forest as the sound of blaster fire echoes through the trees and players splosh up mud. The Forest Moon of Endor comes so very close to perfection in terms of feeling like you are in a forest. I believe that the Ardennes forest in Battlefield 1 is similarly stunning in its depiction and goes a long way in the campaign to make sure that that forest seems dense and unknowable. It might seem absurd to think that at one point DICE could create immersive environments like this, and to that I have to say that they still do. I'm immersed in anger and disappointment whenever I play Battlefield 2042. Ori and the Will of the Wisps is just another game about murder, but this time the guy doing it is so dang cute. And to be fair, murder probably isn't the right term, as these invaders he's fighting off are killing his forest home. His job, much like Mr. Beast, is to reclaim the forest and dispel the wrongdoers. Except in the case of Ori, he isn't gloating about it on Twitter. The push to resurrect the forest is aided by the beauty of the forest at stake. Its lush, vibrant trees feel all-encompassing, as the world outside its grasp is never known. The native creatures housed within drive you on your journey of reclamation and give extra purpose as you return their homes to them. The forest canopy is just so brimming with detailed intricacies, and navigating within it fully immerses you in the ongoings of Ori's world. The forest is a tranquil place where many, myself included, find peace within its oppressive halls. It is a library of life, giving refuge from the heat while also providing sustaining nourishment with its abundant food and water. When you stand within a forest, you become infinitesimally small, as the trees tower over you and a sense of direction is diminished. But then, wind weaves through the tree bases and finds its way to you as if it were blown in by destiny, bringing with it the smell of damp earth, a rush of the senses, heightened awareness, memory after memory flowing through, and then stillness. Nothing will ever truly replicate the feeling of being in a forest.